What's up guys, it's London and today's video is going to be about how to pick the perfect what? Crystal. Yes, the sun is coming out. It's giving me a glow, so that means the angels are on our side. Like, I didn't even plan that. That's nature right there. So let me try to take advantage of this light. Here we go. Before I start though, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss my videos. Again, I said in every video, it's free. We belong together. Just subscribe. Just click the unicorn in which corner is that unicorn in? I believe it's the unicorn in the lower right hand corner. Thank you. I'm gonna take this little bubble off because it's kind of distracting. All right, here we go. Okay, for beginners working with crystals, it can be extremely overwhelming. I remember at the start of my journey, I had this incredible thirst for knowledge as to want to know, how did crystals work? How did they communicate? I would always hear people say, yo, the crystal choose you.
Yeah, you. Hey, buddy. Your crown chakra look fucked up. Let me fix it for you.
Or they'll say, hold it in your hand, listen to it.
You listen to me, baby, and you listen good. I am the stone for you. Aren't I precious? No pun intended.
Just like vibe with it. And I did. And I still found it incredibly difficult in figuring out how the communication will actually manifest itself. Luckily for me, I found out that this communication will happen mostly through my subconscious. Now, it's important to remember before we start that just because the crystal is the most prettiest in a bunch does not mean that it's the crystal for you. It is really important that you allow yourself to be receptive to the energies of the crystal so you can find a stone that will have meaning for you. So because I wish someone was around to give me a deep explanation at the start of my journey of working with crystals. Anyone tell me what they mean? Yes, it was really that deep for me. So you don't have to go through that anxiety when choosing your crystals. I'm going to share 5 secret ways the crystals can communicate with you. But first, I want to share a fun fact. Did you know that quartz crystals are used in watches, TV, cell phones, and many other electronics? Now, one of the main reasons quartz is used in so many electronics is because it's piezoelectric. That means it generates an electric charge when pressure is exerted upon it. Quartz also demonstrates a reverse piezoelectric effect. When an electric charge is applied to a quartz crystal, it begins vibrating. I just say that to say this. If crystals can create their own natural energy that's measured and used in technology, then surely they can work with you. After all, that's what the universe created them for. But you're going to have to connect to your subconscious to do so. And in case you don't know what the subconscious is, in psychology, the subconscious is the part of the mind that is not currently in focal awareness. It's the thoughts and feelings that lies under your conscious thoughts and feelings. They say the subconscious control pretty much like the majority of your life. That's to just really simply put it, by the way. All right, jumping into this. So the first secret in crystal picking I want to share with you is by sight. Like I said, by sight. So if you're walking, let's say you're going into a holistic store and you have the opportunity to be surrounded by a lot of crystals, normally it's the first crystal that grabs your attention. That's the crystal for you. Your intuition is saying, hey, this crystal has something to offer you. And I know a lot of times in those cases, at least at the beginning of my journey, I ignored this first intuition and I would go over there and I'll get caught up with all the other crystals. If this happened and you forget which crystals you were first initially attracted to, go to the bunch of crystals or the area you was attracted to, close your eyes and really try to get a sense. Remember, what did you come to get the crystal for? You know, why are you interested in the crystals? Then, you know, after you sense it, take your time, open your eyes and look at the group again, and the stone that you're drawn to will be the stone for you, and you could say it's safe to purchase that one. Secret number 2, crystal sensing. Now remember, crystals are piezoelectric and each one vibrates at their own frequency. I actually found this smoky quartz crystal by Crystal Sensing. Isn't she pretty? And the way you crystal sense is if you see a crystal that you like and you're still not sure, you go over there, you pick it up, You put it in your hand and you close your eyes. And what might begin to happen is when you connect with your subconscious, you may feel a palpable feeling. Some crystals get really cold. I've had crystals get warm. When I held the Motivite crystals, my hand actually started to tingle and I felt vibrate. And they come to find out later that they call that the Motivite flush. So remember, like I said, crystals, they vibrate on their own frequency, and you would be able to. Some people are extremely sensitive and would feel like the crystal vibrate. Other people might feel it on a subtle level. And if you don't even feel a palpable feeling, just dig down inside and see if it's a good feeling. You might not even have the verbiage to explain what you are feeling, but if you're feeling something and it feels good, then most likely, my friend, that's the crystal for you, boo. That's exactly how I felt this. I'm like, I couldn't leave the shop. I kept going back to it, and I was like, and then I felt it, and I was like, just take it home, bruh. You know you buy crystals anyway, and I'm glad I did. I really am. Number 3, receiving a crystal as a gift. Now, this is probably a really sweet way to actually receive a crystal, because that means the crystal possibly could have chosen you. Now, I'm not going to say this is in all cases. My niece asked me the other day, she was like, can someone use a crystal to program it to hurt you? Because crystals are programmable. Yes, they are. And I'm going to talk about all of this in another video. So if you do receive a gift as a crystal and it doesn't feel good, don't wear it. I've had that happen sometimes, and sometimes it just may be the person energy, and if you clean it, it'll be okay. But for the most part, we're going to assume that the person giving you the gift have nothing but great intentions for you. A lot of times that's the crystal for you. That's the crystal that has chosen you, and it came into your life normally at the time that you need it. I recently just gifted my 3rd crystal, which is ridiculous because I feel like I should be gifting a lot more, and I was even hesitant to gift that one because I have such a strong connection to my crystals. Even when I'm not like using them, I like to just have them in a box and know I'm there. And when I went to meet up with my friend, I had on my crystal necklace that I just made. It was a black tourmaline, and as soon as I got in her presence, within I would say about the first 15 minutes of conversation, something said give it to her. It was an internal feeling, and I know how crystals communicate, and I'm strongly connected with my subconscious. And as I was sitting there, I was like, well, maybe I just kind of ignore it. I know better. It got loud. I was like, give it to her, give it to her. So I talked to her and I was like, girl, something telling me to give this crystal to you. Come to find out, it's what she needed at that exact moment. We had some San Paulo. We, cleansed it, gave it to her. I felt good. So the sour feeling of me thinking I'm going to miss this tourmaline crystal didn't last long. And I actually wound up getting this black not tourmaline, black obsidian, which I used to come work with. That's going to be another story time, and replacement of it on top of this other stone we're going to talk about. So receiving a crystal as a gift is a great way of starting to collect crystals, of vibing with the crystals, and looking up information on a crystal. My friend I gifted with, she loves it. I'm glad that I know subconsciously I was creating that necklace for someone that I love, and I didn't even notice at the time. So crystals are like dope, and getting them as a gift, you should be really, really honored. Secret number 4. So this is probably one of my favorite ways. I don't know if I've even said that before. 4 is finding crystals. Now, I used to find crystals a lot when I was a kid. Didn't know they were crystals. They just were shiny rocks to me. Particularly pyrite, black tourmaline, like the one I just told you I just gifted. I don't find them as much as an adult anymore. But if you find a crystal and you're walking and you see one on your path, just know that that is the crystal for you, especially if no one's in view. And it's there. Sometimes crystals are placed in ways just for only you can see, or placed just in your view. Now, just as it's not uncommon to find crystals, I also want to tell you it is not uncommon to lose crystals. I have a story time for you. Story time.
It's story time with the London Bambi.
So when I first started working with crystals, I used to carry pretty much my whole collection with me in a black sack, not the big rocks like this. And I would carry them every day. It didn't matter if I needed them at the time, if I was really working with them and consciously at the time or not. I just wanted all of my crystals with me in my pocket. So one day I was on a train, and then I had my loose fitting pants on, and I had my big black sack of crystals, put them in there. Got off the train and put my hand in my pocket, to feel my crystals for the security. Come to find out, the whole bag was gone. like all the crystals was gone.
Deep down in my heart, I still love you.
Not one crystal was left, and it was completely devastating. So that's the end of my tragic story of losing crystals. And I also like the other angle better.
We have now come to the end of the story.
Yes, I'm telling you, crystals are real life angels. You could find them, you could lose them. They sometimes act as like literally they grew legs and walked away. So if you find one, take it as a note from your angel to say, hey, this is a sign, pick it up, work on the properties. And if you lose one, don't be as emotionally distraught as I was. Just assume that it's all doing good and that your job has been done. The healing is complete. So we made it to the 5th and final secret. And just in case if you made it this far, you might as well subscribe. You might as well, because you already made it this far. So go ahead, hit the unicorn, and we might as well be friends, because if you made it this far in the video, we best friends. Hey, best friend, don't try to deny me of our friendship.
Come on in, mother. Come on in. Come on in.
Now, secret number 5 is actually simple. But not simple, because you're going to need to take your intuition further, but internet purchasing or catalog purchasing. And that's actually how I found this one. So right now, a lot of us are quarantined. You can't get to the stores. So we're, at least here in New York, we're just opening up some of the stores. I know some places are still on lockdown. If you can't get to the store and you want to get crystals and you're going online and you're browsing, you're into it, and then you see one crystal that you feel like you just have to touch, you need, and you find yourself getting frustrated that you can't even be in a physical contact with that crystal, then most likely that's the crystal for you. If you are that drawn to a crystal, then it obviously has something to offer you. Like I was drawn to this one because the color, and it turned out to be the new protective stone that I needed to replace the tourmaline that I gave away. I found this one in this book by Judy Hall, the Crystal Encyclopedia, and when I seen that picture, I was like, oh my God, I want that stone. I want that stone. I need that stone. And that's how I purchased that one. So if the vibration is pulling you through a picture, through your screen, then you better believe that stone has something to offer for you. And that was the 5th one. Now, let's say you watched this and you was like, well, none of those things resonate with me. So what am I to do? Just take it as a sign that now is not the time for you to, work with crystals. It's okay. It's a great start that you're actually looking at videos and you're piquing an interest in crystal buying. That's a great start. But don't go out and buy a bunch of crystals just because that's what you set out to do. Don't get online and buy a bunch of crystals just because that's what you set to do. I think you need to make sure that these crystals resonate with you, because if you buy a bunch of crystals that's not aligned with you spiritually, they will feel like you're carrying a dead rock, and it'll feel like that they don't work. And especially if you don't know how to cleanse them or know anything about them, where their past was before, it can even be, a little bit more detrimental. So do a little bit more research and wait till you can feel it, because intent in crystal purchasing is everything, and that's another secret no one ever tells you about. So remember, it's going to be your subconscious that you're going to go through all of these things. You're going to have to really feel through yourself, and that's pretty much it, guys. The next video is going to be about how to cleanse, program, and charge your crystals. All right, love you guys. Until then, peace.